Oh, God. Hey, everybody, this is Sean Evans, and I am one half of Cabin Fever Podcast. The other half is old Matt Whitney. And on today's podcast, we are joined by the one, the only, Sarah McAllister. That's right, everybody. She's back in the cabin. And her and I team up to interview Matt about his awesome album that he created. It's called Bother Me Tomorrow, an indie tribute to Creedence Clearwater Revival. That's right, it came out 2 years ago. Matt put his blood, sweat, and tears into this album. Just listen to the podcast. Enjoy.
We're in for national weather. One night is taken for a night. Well, don't go out tonight, but let's try and take a life. Well, the band look alright.
Cabin fever. Cabin fever.
Boom.
All right. Cabin fever.
Cabin Fever. Come on.
Cabin fever. Cabin fever.
Cabin fever. Cabin fever.
Cabin.
A cabin fever. All right.
Oh, man. That was good.
That was good.
That was good. Because our last podcast, we were discussing getting a choir, getting a professional singer, really going for it.
Yeah. But it
Really
starts
going
off
for it.
really soft.
Yeah, real soft.
It's just like a couple people
And just
clapping. And then it's
builds.
just like, what?
I love it.
Yeah. Our egos were going crazy.
Yes. And that would be the lyrics, just cabin fever
Yeah, that's
over and over and over.
Until it's stuck in your head.
Yeah,
All day
yeah.
long, you know.
Like the Seinfeld episode when George Costanza, he makes his answering machine. At the end of it, he goes, Costanza! And it gets stuck in women's heads, and like the whole time they're just singing, Costanza. Just gets in your head.
Yeah.
Little things like that. Little
like that.
brain worms
Mhm.
make their way in.
You know what song's a brainworm that I haven't been able to get out recently?
What?
Informer. That
Oh.
old hip hop song.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
Snow,
No.
right?
Yeah. The album's called 12 Inches of Snow.
That's so
Wink.
funny. And when you see him, too, you're like, what? He looks like Chris Bobby.
Yeah, I guess he's Canadian.
Yeah, he's Canadian.
Oh, yeah.
I just give it a now, and every other word is so mumbled. I was watching the YouTube video and had the lyrics up there, quote unquote, and it was just like, is that really
Question
what
mark,
he's
question
saying?
mark.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't even know what he's saying.
They're like incoherent.
Yeah.
Canadian.
Yeah. Canadian. Thick Canadian accent.
Yeah, Canadian as fuck.
I do give it a now.
You have to watch, you know that show Ari Shaffir does, the This Is Not Happening?
Uh-huh.
He has Kumail Nanjiani from Silicon Valley, plays Dinesh.
Oh, yeah.
He does a story on that, and he talks all about that song.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you gotta,
Definitely
yeah,
look it up.
especially, yeah. That always reminds me of his, he's got a funny story, like I said.
Yeah, you can probably find it online because they do the
Oh, it's
YouTube
yeah, it's on
version
YouTube.
and then they have it on Comedy Central, but it's like
Okay.
a shorter version of the story.
I'll remind you if
Cool.
I think about it
Yeah.
later at some other
I
time.
will probably remember because Informer is just on a constant loop.
That's
It was just
awesome.
when I lay down to go to bed at night. I'm like, what the fuck?
Isn't that weird how that happens? Because, like, I will see a band's name on a picture, and later on, like, hours later, I'll be singing, like, a Bayside song in my head, and I'm like, why am I singing that song? And then I realize I've been singing it all day.
Yeah.
While I'm, like, doing other things. Like, I'll be singing, like, one clip of a song, like, all fucking day long, and not even, like, realize it.
You don't even
Just
realize
like
it,
one
yeah.
section of the song?
One
or the whole
section,
song? Yeah.
or just
yeah.
I'll whistle the chorus
Yep.
to myself, or
Yeah.
like I'll find myself whistling at work, and then be like, "What is that song?" Like, I don't even know what I'm whistling.
It's
you know?
the realization that you've been doing it for a really long time that's freaky. You're like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
how long have I really been singing that song or having that thought over and over? It's
Yeah.
crazy how the brain works.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And then I always think, like, if I saw all of a sudden security camera footage of me for the last hour, I'd be so embarrassed.
You.
'Cause I'd just be like, not paying attention to people while they're talking to me. And
Oh,
everything, you know, just
it's
like-
there, Matt. It's there
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah, it exists.
Yeah,
I'll be
it's
like,
right
"God,
there."
I'm so embarrassed. Yeah.
And that just tells you, like, the power of music. Like, it has
Yeah.
such a... Like, we were just talking about Taking Back Sunday before we started recording. Like, it made me... like, bands like that made me very emo. Like, it blasted the emo to a huge amount.
Right.
Like,
Right.
I probably could have handled things a little differently if I wasn't listening to Taking Back
gotta-
Sunday over and over, the same song over and over, and just, like, reliving the same dumb
Yeah.
little kid thoughts, you know?
Like emotional drug dealers.
Yes,
Getting
exactly.
Getting a hook on there. Okay.
Yes.
So good.
Bring it in.
So good.
Yeah, but, and then I was
Now
thinking,
oh yeah, sorry.
Oh,
sorry.
no. I was just saying we were talking about his performance.
Oh yeah.
And it's just like that brought. I remember seeing that would bring me in even more because I'm like, this guy's just going for it.
Mm-hmm.
Like what he's saying, like he's like, I can see him like feeling it.
Literally
Yeah.
putting the emotions
Yeah.
out there in physical form. Absolutely.
And then my thing was always like, what a cool release. He's like saying all this. He could be singing about like some super negative thing that happened to him, but he's like blasting it out.
Yep.
And people are, with you in the same moment. You're like, oh, that probably feels so good.
Yeah.
You know.
There's got to be something very magical being a singer and having an entire audience singing your lyrics that you wrote. Like,
Right.
maybe it could have been years ago. You were like in that moment writing those lyrics, emotional, whatever emotional state you're in, and then you just have people who are feeling that same emotion, and it's just getting blasted back at you. It's got to be completely indescribable.
It just like takes on a life of its own, too.
Yes, absolutely.
And that's why they keep doing it too.
Yeah, yeah.
It's got to feel good to have like fans come up to you and like tell you about like experiences they had maybe, or like the album getting you through something. Like,
Absolutely, yeah.
it was it's got to be like just one more reason to like go out there and sing it.
Yeah.
When we were talking about Dashboard Confessional earlier, I saw them headline this tour at San Diego State, and I mean that basketball arena is huge and it was sold out, and he's just like spending half the song stepping away from the mic and let everyone sing it, I mean,
Yeah.
woo.
Yeah.
I wasn't even
One
like
of those easy nights.
Exactly. I wasn't even like the biggest fan, but after that I was like, man, this guy's taking my breath away right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get my arms.
So do you have
tied
any
up.
bands you still follow, like you would be willing to see that you were listening to, maybe 8-10 years ago?
If they were touring now?
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
I would see the Used. They are touring. They didn't come to San Diego.
Yeah.
But I would definitely go see the Used.
Yeah, they're a great band to see live.
Uh,
Crazy.
I remember seeing them at one of the first Taste of Chaos, and it was so badass. I think you were there, Matt.
Yeah,
we were together.
yeah,
You're
Sean was
there.
there. Yep.
Yeah. It was like...
That was so
like,
good.
Who was it? The Used,
Chiodos,
My
Used,
Chemical
yeah,
Romance,
My Chemical.
Chiodos, AFI. Was AFI there?
No, it wasn't AFI.
30
Oh,
Seconds
it was
to
30
Mars.
Seconds to Mars.
Yeah.
30 Seconds to
Yeah.
Mars.
It was that weird band, Aiden. I don't know if you remember that.
Oh, yeah,
That stick out
yeah.
of
Oh,
my
no,
mind.
yeah, I remember them, yeah.
And then,
It was such a great
who
lineup.
headline? Was they used the headliner that? Yeah, that's right.
They were
Yeah.
the headliner?
Census Fail was
I
there,
thought
wasn't
30
they?
Seconds was the headliner.
Or maybe 30
It was
Seconds.
either
Was Census Fail there?
the
Yes,
Used
they
Yeah,
were.
Census-
Yes, they
or
were.
30 Seconds.
I'm pretty sure they were.
No, it was definitely the Used.
Yeah, it was the used.
Well, the Used was definitely there, yeah.
But I think they were headlining it, and I
Okay.
think 30 Seconds to Mars was like right underneath. I was like,
They might have
Used,
switched co-lining
My
lining
Chemical
nights.
Romance,
They sometimes
30
do
Seconds to
that.
Mars or something like that. Who knows?
We always talk about that because we knew you were there,
Mhm.
and you texted us when Chiodos went on because we were smoking
You
pot in the
saved
car.
us. We would have missed them.
Yeah, we were
for
smoking
sure.
weed in the car, just like, oh, we got time, and then you're like, Chiodos is going on right now, and we ran.
Booked it.
We ran from the parking lot through like security, like through.
Stoned as fuck, by the way.
Yeah, like full
Had it
on,
out
like
the joint. We're like, let's
running.
go.
Yeah,
That's
And I just
crazy.
remember
Yeah.
the breakdown of one of the songs, and I just remember it felt like I was melting into the concrete as I was like meshing in with everybody else who starts like
Nice.
they're
Yeah.
jumping up and down. I'm like heading towards the mosh pit. And I'm like, I should probably hang back here a little bit. I'm really stoned right now, but it was just the music was just flowing through me. It was very epic.
That's
and
incredible.
very awesome.
Yeah, I've been so into Chiodos that year and never seen them, so it's just like...
You were the one that I think even told me about them initially.
Probably. I was singing their praises hardcore during that summer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like delivering pizzas too. I was just, that's all I listened to.
Let's just stop, drop everything. Forget each other's names, and just walk away.
Like for days.
Yeah, that got me through some delivery days too.
Remember, we went and stayed at a hotel with the Rachels because they were auditioning for, I think, a cruise line or something. And I would bring I had this like MP3 player, and I would bring my computer speakers wherever I go with me, just to listen to this MP3 player. And I set up in the hotel just so I could listen to that album.
Yep.
I love it.
Wow.
I love it. That was
crazy.
a long time ago.
Yes, it was. Those were good times, though. That was a blast.
That album came out 10 years ago.
Yeah.
That's
That's weird to think about.
Mm-hmm.
Weird.
Wow.
Speaking about albums, we have a very special podcast. We're basically doing the director's cut to Bother Me Tomorrow, a tribute to CCR, Creedence Clearwater Revival.
That's right.
Matt Whitney, you did this, how many years ago? 2014? 2 years ago? Epic.
Well,
Pretty epic.
Sarah, thanks for coming by.
Oh,
Thanks for having me.
one of our
Sarah's
favorite
here.
guests, yes, Sarah McAllister.
Sarah's
Hi.
here.
I'm glad to be here and talk about your accomplishment because it had an, I mean, I wouldn't say it was like profound or make it to be a bigger deal than it is, but it definitely turned me on to listening to CCR again and revived my love for the revival.
For the revival.
Yeah. It revived my love for the revival.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I didn't mean it wasn't a big deal.
No,
You know what I'm
no.
saying?
No, I totally get what
It
you're saying.
just-
I would.
Yeah.
If someone said this album was profound, I'd be like, okay, come on. Like, it's all not original content.
But it's still badass. I mean,
Yeah.
creatively and collectively, you created something very awesome.
Thank
Very,
Yeah.
very cool.
Thank you. Yeah, it came out 2 years ago in May, last month.
Wow.
And I had started it in 2013, like at the end of 2013. And it took about 9 months to do the whole thing from like start to finish. And it had just been an idea that I had in my head. I'd worked on similar albums in the past, like a long time ago. And I always wanted to do one for myself. And I always liked CCR. John Fogerty is the singer. He was my first concert that I ever went to. And I thought, one day I just got tired of thinking about doing it, and then I just did it.
Yeah.
So there you go. And I had like a mental list of artists that I would like to work with, bands that I was fans of, and thought it'd be cool to work with them. So like, I emailed a lot of bands, and some turned up for it, some didn't. And then I met or came in contact with a lot more bands on the way that ended up being on the tribute.
Awesome.
So in total, how many bands do you think you actually contacted?
That's a good question.
Because we have 12 bands on
There's
here,
12
right?
that ended up
Yep.
on here. I'd probably say at least 30
Wow.
in total.
And what drew you to these 30 bands? You just thought maybe they'd be interested in doing something like this, or maybe were they some of your bands that you enjoyed, type of thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole range. There was like bands that had been fans of that I thought these bands aren't like super huge.
So they
maybe
probably
they'll
would be down to
Yeah.
do something cool like that. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe they'll indulge me or something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
And then there was some. I also had the idea, like when I was playing, because I played with this idea for a long time. I thought if I did it, I would probably try to recruit some like really small bands, like bands that I had maybe just seen open for a band here in San Diego, or like one band I approached, I literally saw at like a coffee shop one time. They were like a brother-sister acoustic duo.
Oh, wow.
And I just seen them, like planted a seed in my mind that probably like 3 years later, I hit them up to see if they were still making music and if they wanted to be a part of it and stuff like that. So like
That's great.
the range was huge.
And were they?
No.
Oh,
they
bummer.
never got back to me.
But you thought of them, and that's the cool thing.
Yeah. And then there's a band on here, Squarecrow, which was like one of my best friends. I'd been like a fan of his band for a few years and just like really, really wanted to work with them and have them be a part of it. And like they were fully down to be a part of it and contributed a big part. So like that was really fun. I could break down just some of the artists on here.
Yeah, let's start with track one.
Track one was by Drag the River, and they covered Hey Tonight.
Hey, tonight, it's gonna be tonight. Don't you know I'm flying tonight?
Drag the River was like what I would call like a country alt band, like straight up like rock and roll, that I found on a compilation from Suburban Home Records when it was like 2005 or something like that.
Was it a comp just like doing their own music, or was it something more specific like with the CCR?
Oh, it was just their label had put out a free sampler.
Okay, cool.
Basically like a sampler CD.
Yeah, so it was their own music that you heard?
Yeah. It was
okay.
original song,
Okay.
and then I was like hooked on them right away.
Nice.
And then I remember in like 2008, like I had finally like bought like their whole catalog basically, and just was a fan. Like I always turned them on to other people, and they were a cool band. I hit them up right away, and they said they were down, and I was super excited. And then when it came to like booking them, trying to get them in the studio, they toured like crazy, and then they bailed on me. They said they couldn't do it. I was super disappointed. And when I started this project probably in like August, and when it came down for bands to start recording was probably like December and January. I had one spot. I wanted to do 12 tracks. I had one spot left. I took a gamble and hit them up again, and I was like, hey, like I've got like a week to finish this project. I would still love to have you guys do this. And they're like, okay, we'll make some time and we'll do it. And they did it like
and they did
that
it.
week.
They did
Yeah.
pretty goddamn good job. Yeah.
For really cheap.
Yeah. Yeah, I was going to ask you, so so do you pay the bands for their time in the studio and recording and all that stuff? You don't have to do like specifics, but
no, every band was different.
Okay.
There was like negotiations with every band.
like, did you have to deal with like managers, or are you dealing directly? Is that weird, like having to talk to like
intimidating?
I'm Chad McPherson, manager of Drag the River.
What are they gonna get? What are they gonna
First
get?
off, we want a percentage of everything you sell.
Yeah.
All merchandise.
I made like a standard deal with well, no, every deal was different.
And how did you figure out, like, how do you even figure out, like, what is a good thing to pay? Like, how do you figure that out? Like, do you talk to other labels?
I talked to other labels.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I got, like, ballpark figures,
Okay.
and then offered the same thing, thought that was a good deal.
Right.
And then
Okay,
went
cool.
with that, yeah. And then...
And this is Matt doing it all on his own. He's not going to Patreon. He's not going on to some website to get money. It's all out of Matt's pocket. That's what I think is pretty phenomenal. It's like you didn't ask any for favors from really anybody, like, monetarily.
Oh, no.
So I think that's amazing.
Thanks. Yeah.
Well,
so
great.
Some bands were cool. Some bands offered to record for free.
For
They
free,
did it
yeah.
themselves.
Yeah.
And then
Because they know it's great exposure,
Yeah.
and especially if they come out with a great song, people are going to want to check them out, you know?
Yeah.
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 If you have any questions, too, jump on in.
Okay.
Yeah.
You look good tonight, by the way, Sarah. I like this outfit.
Oh, thanks.
I'm digging it. What's this little thing right here?
This is a rune that I got in Scotland.
Like, legit, you were there in Scotland?
Yeah, I got it in Edinburgh.
I want to go to
what?
Scotland.
Yeah. It was awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a city, and it's got this huge castle, but then it's like city and cobblestone, and it's just got a lot of history, and that's where J.K. Rowling wrote some of
Harry Potter, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So,
That's cool.
Yeah.
Harry
Thank
Potter necklace.
Harry Potter.
Yeah.
So, any more for the first band?
No, that was Drive the Road. Like I said, they came in late, and then we got it.
Number one track, too. Great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Yeah, Park, the next band, was like a bigger band. And
What song did they do?
They covered Fortunate Son.
Yeah, that's like probably when you think of CCR, that's probably up in the top, at least 3 songs that they're really well known for.
That's true.
And it's so poignant for Vietnam and the whole time that was going on back then.
Yeah, when I emailed the bands too, I let them decide which tracks they wanted.
I was going to ask, like, did you just give them full reign and then let them know, okay, this band is doing this song, so that's you can't do that one, but everyone else, is available?
I had like a dream list of songs that I wanted, so I sent it, but I included a footnote that said if there's any
feel free
songs,
if you feel like
you don't
this
want to
is speaking to you. Okay, cool.
And then no one really overlapped or anything. I don't think I had to really shut anyone down from doing a song, so that was cool. Park was a big band in like the emo scene in like the mid 2000s and stuff. They appeared on a Blink-182 tribute that I had worked on.
Oh yeah.
And they had just reunited, like got back together.
Oh, perfect timing.
Yeah, I used that as an opportunity to hit them up. And
nice.
I thought it was a stretch because their music is nothing like CCR in any capacity, but then they were down to do it.
It's the great thing about this album, all kinds of genres can come together.
Yeah, and that's the one I was saying ended up getting mixed by Bo Burchell from Say It Sin. So that was really cool. That was like, I thought that was freaking awesome.
Hell yeah.
And then the third track, A Yawn Worth Yelling.
They did a great song.
They did Looking Out My Back Door.
Do, looking out my back door. Just got home from Illinois, locked the front door, oh boy. Got to sit down, take a rest on the porch. Imagination sets in, pretty soon I'm singing. Looking out my back door.
Yeah, they did a great job with it.
That's the song like I took the name from.
Bother me tomorrow.
Bother Me Tomorrow.
Yep.
A band called Fox and Cats.
Long ago, there's a calm before the storm. I know it's been coming for some time. When it's over, so they say it'll rain a sunny day. I know, shining down like water.
And a band called The Directive.
First thing I remember was asking Papa why. For there were many things I didn't know. And Daddy always smiled and took me by the hand, saying someday you'll understand. I'm here to tell every mother's son, you better learn fast, you better learn it young, 'cause someday, never comes.
All were a recommendation were recommended to me from Wayne at Pacific Roots Records.
Yep.
He had all worked with them in some capacity, and he was someone I went to when I was organizing a project. Basically asking like, hey, do you have anyone you think would want to be a part of this? And all 3 of those bands were managed, or 2 of them, one of them was suggested to me, and then I talked to their manager, and he managed the other 2 bands as well, and wanted to get them to get on it, so I went and listened to their stuff, and it was all really good. And so they brought like 3 very diverse tracks.
Awesome.
Awesome. And number 3, that's the third track, and that was like my favorite for a long time.
That's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
I love like how like upbeat and poppy it is.
Yeah. Yeah, and then they make it, to me, it sounds like a carnival.
Yeah,
Yes,
it does sound
yes,
like
yeah,
carnival.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
exactly.
fun. It's really fun.
Yep.
Yeah, I that's the one I put up on like YouTube, SoundCloud, and like previewed for people. I felt like that was a good like introduction. Like, hey, this is like people are taking these songs. That's what I put in the emails too. I was like, I want you to take this song and I want you to. This is a classic song. Like, make it your own. Like, sell your band through this song. And that's why I like was most impressed with like a lot of the bands like really just took it and made it their own. And I think that's what contributes like such a wide variety of like style in the whole album.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
that song has a lot of style. You can tell that they were very particular about telling the story of the song with the music,
Yeah,
which I thought was really cool.
yeah, yeah. It was one of those. When I got their song back, it was like one of those like spine tingling like moments. Like, what? I can't
was gonna ask
believe
you-
they like went out.
So
and
like
did
when you
this,
first
know?
hear a song, is it like Christmas morning and you're like got the jitters, you're all excited, you don't really know what to expect, and then you like rip it open that present, you're like, this is awesome, this is not socks, this is great.
Yeah, it definitely.
Were there any?
Yeah, it was.
You're like, oh, this ain't great.
No.
No?
No. Like it's just
Awesome.
like the first part. It's that probably was the best part about the whole thing.
Yeah.
Is because there was so much riding on it, and you don't know what you're gonna get.
Yep.
And you're like, by that point, you paid for it, and you're like, God, I hope it's good. Please be good. Please don't shit the bed.
Yeah.
But hearing it for the first time is like, it's like a very like indescribable feeling. Like,
Yeah.
you know, probably not a whole lot of people experience that feeling because it's just like they've latched on to this idea and we've worked together but they've gone in and like I said, made it their own. So I can definitely say for the last track, it's just this band Dakota Drive.
Put a candle in the window, 'cause I feel I've got to move. Though I'm gone, I'll be coming home soon. Long as I can see the light.
And they're another band that was recommended to me from Wayne, and they were kind of collective of musicians that they're just kind of rotating group of people that kind of recorded songs and stuff, and it was pretty interesting stuff. Like right away, it wasn't like didn't like jump out at me or anything, but they recorded As Long As I Can See the Light, and it's like a piano ballad, and that song is I'm not trying to like decrease the other band's like contribution, but that song, like, I literally teared up when I first heard it, because I still remember exactly where I was and everything, because she is an incredible vocalist and just hits these notes in it where I just like, I gave me butterflies, just like, I can't believe this, they did this, like, I can't believe they like laid it down just like this.
Right.
And
It's so beautiful.
and like
It's so moving.
incredible. I like
It's so moving.
It's like every time I hear it, I gotta like, all right, I gotta stop what I'm doing right now, listen to the song, give it the respect it needs, you know, like.
Yeah.
But when people, you know, and I give people the album and stuff, I go like, you know, just like if you're making your way through it or whatever, just go listen to the last track. Just like if you're gonna listen to any track, like just go listen to the last track and like just get blown away by it, 'cause it's crazy.
Absolutely.
So yeah. So that was probably the best part about the whole process, because it was just the fruition, and that's what I came to do, and so that's what happened. So
Yeah.
it was
Was
cool.
it fun for you to... I always think that the order of an album is just like of paramount importance, just to get the flow going, and like I said, I'm about telling the story. So was it fun for you to pick the order and kind of play around with that, like make your own mixtape essentially?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Cool.
As someone who's made like thousands of mix CDs too, it was like I couldn't wait, and I had a list of the songs printed out, and I was constantly like arrows drawing, you know, like
Yeah.
listening to all the demos in my car like before the finished product, and then that thing came down to working with the graphic artist on it. Finally, like, he asked me, all right, it's like, all right, I need the track listing, and I was, all right, here it goes. It was, it turned out to be way easier than I think I built it up. I was like, how am I going to arrange these songs? But honestly, after I just kept listening to demos and stuff, it just kind of speaks to you. Like, this one goes here, I'm going to take it lower. Like, for me, like, when I make mix-CDs, I always feel like the third song I put on any album is the one I really want you to hear. I'm going to, like, build you up with a couple songs, but then that third one's really going to be like, I'm going to keep listening to this.
Yeah, it's going to sell you. It's going to make you want to keep listening.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like I said, I was, like, super into looking out my back door, and, like, they really, like, just made it their own. And I was like, God, it's hard to pick a favorite, but, like, that's the one I wanted people to hear third and set the course for the rest of the album. And
so why do you think it's like, this is psychological, I suppose, why do you think it's third instead of first? Do you think it's because, like, if you put the best quote-unquote thing first, that people are going to be dragging their feet the rest of the time? Or do you think, what do you think?
I think maybe in a way, yeah. Like, I don't want to talk about it, like, it's hard to talk about this because they're all my children. But, but
you don't want to talk about your favorites, I understand.
Yeah, but in a way, yeah, like, the first track's should be good, because
every track's good.
Yeah.
It's a matter of, like,
the first track the way I see it, everybody's gonna listen to the first track, unless someone, like, gives you a CD and recommend and say, like, listen to track 5. Like, everyone's gonna listen to the first track, and they're gonna listen to the second. That's, like, the first two. But, like, sometimes, like, how far do you get in, like, a listening, when you listen to an album or something like that? Like, that's just what sticks out to me about the third song. Like, if the third song is, like, great, like, really jumps out at you, like, I feel like it makes me personally want to go through the rest of the CD.
Yeah.
It's like you're trying to win my affections in this first half of this album. And for me, it's always been, like, the third track. And I don't know, people I've made CDs to, they've pointed out to me too, so maybe it was always in my head. Just, they're like, I always loved, like, the third track. Like, the third track is good. Okay.
I know, I'm thinking about every mix CD you've ever made me right now.
Go back.
I'm going to.
Yeah, go back and listen to the third track. I probably arranged it that way for a reason.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah. That was the reason for that.
And what led me to say that is I really like how you placed that track last.
Oh, thank you.
I think it's a beautiful finale.
Thank you.
And quite appropriate.
Me too. Thank you. I thought, what better way to close this album is with, like, such a beautiful performance, and that's why I always, like, fingers crossed, like, people listen to the end, like, you're gonna be wowed.
It's a song of hope too. It's nice to end on a note like that.
That's true. Yeah. And it was my mom's favorite song from CCR.
Okay.
And so she loved it. And I was like, it was kind of special for me too. I remember I told that to the band after I heard it. Like, I emailed them right then and there. I was like, you just brought tears to my eyes. This is, like, my mom's favorite song. Like, I can't believe you did that. I'm so lucky. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. So it's super cool.
Did you mention why CCR? Why Creedence? What's your love with them and your experience, like, growing up with that band?
Just growing up.
Yeah.
Like I said, John Fogerty was, like, my first concert.
Right.
So they always just kind of, I feel like when I explain CCR, I feel like everyone knows their songs, but maybe not know them.
Knows that it's them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have so many great songs that, like, people you hear on the radio even all the time, like, and their just catalog is huge, and they're just great storied songs. So I don't know. I just thought they deserved it. You know?
Absolutely.
It's something, like, people could really enjoy, even if you don't even know the band that well. I feel like you can enjoy these songs. Just some, like, quick anecdotes about the other songs. The fourth track is Rachel Cantu. She did Proud Mary. That was
Left a good job in the city, working for the man every night and day. And I never lost 1 minute of sleeping, worried about the way things might have been. Big wheel keep on turning, Proud Mary keep on burning, rolling, rolling, dates in Memphis. Bumped a lot of pain down in New Orleans. But I never saw the good side of the city till I hitched a ride on a riverboat queen. Big wheel, keep on turning. Proud Mary, keep on burning. And we're rolling, rolling, rolling on a river.
The first song I got back.
That's also a very, very good cover.
I played that for you. I don't know if you remember. You came over to my mom's house one time and I played that for you. I was like super excited about it. But she sang backup vocals on Limbeck's band called Limbeck, their first album, Hi, Everything's Great. And I saw her open for them like in 2007. So she always stuck out of my mind as someone I would want to work with. And she did. She just was like, she recorded it herself.
That's so cool.
And on for free.
Yeah.
Like, and then just gave me the track. And she's also, fun fact, married to the producer of The Ellen Show, Liz Feldman. Yeah. Connections. Yeah. Someday I hope to meet her.
Be on Ellen?
No.
To marry her.
To marry her. Yeah. And Fox and Cats. Have you ever seen The Rain? They were a duo. I thought that was really cool. They did a really good job. Band Pyro, Ohio is like a metalcore, like post-hardcore band that were so fun to work with because they were so excited to do it. Like a bunch of younger guys, but they were just on top of everything. But like they made it so easy for me, and they were so excited about being part of the project that it was like so rewarding. And then like even asked like if they could make their own like YouTube video to promote it and stuff. And I was like, yeah, absolutely. Awesome. And it's gotten like thousands of plays and stuff. And, you know, they have a breakdown and like a screaming part, which is like so different from the rest of the album, but like it hits people. Like some people like it, some people don't because they're not used to that kind of music. But to me, it was like super important to have that kind of variety on an album like this because you never hear something like that, and they just really made it their own. And I just had someone the other day hit me up and tell me like how much they love that track, so it made it worth it. My friend Daniel Riverall plays drums for Squarecrow. They just released a new album.
They're on tour right now.
And they're on tour right now, so check them out. They did a fantastic job with Who Will Stop the Rain.
Long as I remember, the rain's been coming down. Clouds of mist pouring, confusion all around. Good men through the ages, trying to find the sun. And I wonder, still wonder, who'll stop the rain. Went down to Virginia, seeking shelter from the storm. Caught up in a fable, I watched those towers grow. 5 new planes and new deals, wrapped in golden chains. And I wonder, still wonder, who'll stop the rain.
Another band that just super like made it their own.
Oh
like,
yeah, it definitely stands out amongst the other songs for sure.
Yeah, it was
really good.
Just so, and you know, loved. Such a big fan of their band and knowing him forever. And I mean, their band, his old band used to practice in my mom's garage, and when I barely even knew him. And then
What was their old band?
Hand of Eris
Oh,
was
okay.
what they were called. And then in high school they played in the band Flack. That was like really big in our hometown.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he practiced in our garage, and then later we became coworkers, and then good friends, and then we got to work together. So it was a really cool experience for both of us, I should say.
Wes was in Flack.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Freddie. Yeah. And Chris. Hassanier. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And Wes, yeah.
Oh, yeah, Wes was.
Yeah. I didn't know that Daniel was in it.
Yeah, he was their drummer. Yeah. Wait, was he?
No.
No, he wasn't. I'm getting that wrong. I'm thinking of a different band. Yeah, he was in...
Okay.
Daniel drummed in another band.
Yeah.
Okay, well, he was in Hand of Eris with
Okay.
them, though.
Hand of Eris.
Oh, God, I hope no one from Ramona's listening to this.
Don't judge, just chill.
Ultimate embarrassment.
Yeah, you got the timeline wrong. How dare
Hometown,
you.
just people pointing and just nodding. No.
Yeah.
You got it wrong.
It's an easy mistake. There's a lot of Ramona
Let's name
bands.
some other Ramona bands. What's out there?
789. That was an old one.
789.
That was an old one.
Yeah.
What was
Phone
that
number,
other
bro.
one? It's not... when I hear 21 Pilots, it always reminds me of them.
21 Rest?
21 Rest.
Yeah.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah.
They were like, kind of like, I remember, bigger, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
were
played
like really...
Soma at one point.
Yeah, they were like really popular.
Yeah.
What's that other band? Oh, God.
There's a couple that are like on the tip of my tongue.
There's one...
What's that one?
There's one that's signed to like MCA.
What's that one that Richie Norton was in?
I don't know what that is.
I only know who he is because he was in a band.
You guys remember the
But I can't think of
Padillas,
their name.
Brad and Jim? They had a
Portinga.
band. Portinga, that's right, Portinga.
Yeah. I don't remember their band name.
Yeah, I used to be like really good friends with them in middle school. And that was right when that Offspring album
That's
came
Yeah,
out.
Americana.
Americana,
yeah. And
yeah,
we
that
listened
was
to it on
huge.
repeat.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, damn, that...
Pretty Fly for a White Guy.
Yeah, that album, like,
My
for
friend's
months.
got a girlfriend in me.
Yeah.
Oh, my
Classic,
God.
Yeah.
That's that album.
That is middle school.
Yeah, that was like a
when I
whole
think of middle
middle
school,
school,
that's
yeah.
what I think of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and the like, crushed cigarette on the CD.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I remember that. Good times.
Good times.
Okay, I'll just quickly through these.
Yeah, man, geez.
The bad-
Take forever.
Where are we at? Okay, we're good.
Nice.
The Bad News Bears were on a tribute to Tom Petty that I heard.
Yeah.
And they were like keyboard synthy kind of stuff.
What do you remember the song they did for Tom?
Let him go. Don't do me like that.
Yeah.
Don't do me
Oh,
like that.
nice.
If I love you, baby.
Sweet.
Yeah. So he did Born on the Bayou.
Now when I was just a little boy, standing to my daddy's knee, my papa said, son, don't let the man get you to what he done to me, 'cause he'll get you now. And I can remember the 4th of July, running through the backwood bar, and I can still hear my hound dog barking, chasing down a hoodoo there, chasing down a hoodoo there. Born on the bayou, born on the bayou, born on the bayou.
That song
Another classic.
was mixed by the guitarist for the Wonder Years.
Oh.
So that was like my really cool thing when he told me that, because they're from the same city and obviously we're friends. So that was pretty neat. The directive, the Someday Never Comes.
Born on the Bayou is probably my favorite CCR song.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
right
a
on.
good one.
Yeah.
And I like that version too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool what he does with it. I like what he does.
Yeah.
But that's a friggin' sweet song.
It definitely is actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you ever, if you go on Spotify, even the free version, if you look up,
I was just talking about how I had to cancel my Spotify because I'm Pinch and pennies.
Pinch and penny. Hey.
Yeah.
That's okay.
So good. Glad to know. So it's a free version.
Yeah. If you go on John Fogerty's music catalog, he did a live album called Premonition, and that's the tour I saw him on the first time.
Uh-huh.
And the Born on the Bayou live is pretty cool.
Cool.
It's just the cool intro and the slow. You know, it's obviously like a super famous song, but live, he did it super well.
Yeah.
Worth listening to. That guy's incredible, by the way. I've seen him 4 times, and
John Fogerty?
Yeah, he just gives it his all every single time. And
What is he in his 70s now? Or late 60s?
Yeah, I want to say he just turned 70 or something like that.
Still rocking.
Natalie
now, huh?
just saw him 4 months ago
Oh, shit.
in Vegas,
Vegas?
in a really intimate setting, and she said that he killed it.
Yeah.
He was walking up and down the aisles,
Yeah.
and he was just so passionate. It's really cool to see somebody that's still so passionate about it when you know he's playing the same song he's been playing for 30 years.
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
something,
Yeah.
But he's just he knows the people love it. And
Yeah.
he loves it. So
And he did, a couple years ago, he did an album where he just covered his own songs with other artists, like the Foo Fighters and Kid Rock and these country singers and stuff.
Wow.
that's cool.
He's yeah, we'll jam, we'll just play my songs.
Yeah.
yeah.
But everybody loves him, so it's why not? You
Yeah.
know, and he, he gives it his all. I hope
Does
I
he
get to see him
usually
one
do
more time.
the casino tours or just whatever venue he can?
He usually does legit tours.
Legit
but he
ones,
had
okay.
a
Not
stay.
that
He was doing a
casino's
residency.
not legit, but it's different level.
I know what you mean, though.
Yeah, yeah.
But he was doing a residency
Oh, in Vegas. He
in
was.
Vegas.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, so it's
Ooh, that's a big deal when you get there. Ooh, you make bank.
yeah. So that's
I'd love
cool.
to see them.
I'm sure he's not hurting from that.
No, I know. Yeah.
But yeah, it
Yeah,
always
but-
helps to make more, right?
Yeah.
Which is even cooler because he's just doing
Exactly.
it out of
It's
the
just
love.
pure passion.
Yeah, exactly. At that point, it's he could completely retire and be completely comfortable and never play another song in his life. But I'm sure it just keeps him going. Why not? Why not? When you retire, that's when shit falls apart. Just keep going. Keep on singing. Have a good old time. Hell yeah.
It's I'll-
Because I haven't seen him yet. And I would love to see him. I would love
I
to
know.
see him live.
Hopefully, he should come back to San Diego.
I have no doubts. I'm
It's
gonna
been a
have
long
to
time.
add it to my list because I'll get certain bands will pop up in my on the computer just randomly in my email.
Yeah.
All right, time to buy tickets.
Yep. Let's make it a point.
All right.
That's true.
Cabin Fever.
Let me
We
know.
will do it.
Let me know.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Sarah.
You know,
We're
one
doing
time I saw him at the Embarcadero right there downtown.
Oh, yeah.
Right
Oh
by
yeah.
the water.
Yeah.
One of the times
Oh,
I saw him was
that's
right
a
there.
great venue to
It was
see
fucking
concerts.
rad.
Yeah, that's where
Yeah.
actually where I saw Taking Back Sunday, and I think it was I want to say Angels to Airwaves.
I remember you telling me about
Yeah. Taking Back Sunday blew Angels and Airwaves away, by the way, when it comes to live performance. So fucking good.
Oh yeah, Angels and Airways.
Yeah, it's a little different. I'm I really just want there to see Taking Back Sunday.
Yeah.
I'm okay, I'll chill for these.
even
What was
think
that
of one
Angels
of-
and Airways song?
I know, I can't even think of it right now. No, I keep thinking of Tom's songs.
Just
From
whiny.
Blink-182.
Just think of whiny
Yeah, exactly,
singing.
Come on, let me hold you, touch you, feel you, always.
Yeah.
That wasn't Angels and Airwaves though.
No, it wasn't.
Well, that
don't need
Angels
to
of
whisper.
It was like a
Was their album?
rock opera. It was a rock opera. His Angels and Airwaves thing. Supposed to, that's what he was going
That's
for.
a loose.
That's what he was going for, though.
He was comparing that before their first album came out. He was comparing it to U2.
Yes, he was,
And
I'm
you can
like,
hear the U2
I hear
influence in
you
it.
ripping off U2,
Yeah.
but that doesn't mean that you are at that level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
That first album wasn't bad. I
No,
remember it had some
I enjoyed
cool
it.
songs on it.
Yeah.
They were okay.
And then
But
it
they
was
just weren't that
stretching
great.
the second. I'm sure they're on a third album that no one's heard of.
I'm sure all the aliens have heard it. Just keep it in contact.
Yeah, it's blasting out there.
Come
Wait,
on,
is
talk
that-
All
to
that
me.
Blink
that an
182 money
Airwaves?
is
Is that an
blasting out
Airwaves
Angels and
reference?
Airwaves.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh my gosh, I do have to say though that I was listening to Enema of the State too,
No.
because obviously probably my favorite Blink-182 album.
Yeah,
as
it
well.
turned 17 last month.
17, wow.
Holy
Good
shit!
Yeah,
Lord.
I heard that on the radio.
That's an angsty teen right there.
It's such a good
It's old
point.
enough to appreciate it.
Yes,
That's such a good point.
Yeah.
That song "Aliens Exist" though is my favorite.
So good.
Oh, yeah.
Blink-182 song.
So good.
it
Hey, Mom.
still hits me every
Yep.
time.
Something in the back room.
It's not
That was so
good.
cool. That was like those videos and everything they
Oh,
did.
yeah.
They were so fun, like so exciting.
That
And
was
just the fun. The fact they were from Poway. We lived like 15 minutes away.
Yeah,
It's like, yeah, it's fucking badass.
yeah.
One of their songs, I thought they were saying something about Ramona spiders, but it was Westward something. It was one of their later albums, and I'm like, they're singing about
Miss You?
Ramona.
Oh,
No,
the webs
I see.
with all the spiders.
Yes,
All
yeah.
the spiders.
I thought he was saying something about Ramona. I'm like, yeah, it makes sense because they're from Poway. But no, I just was mishearing it.
Thanks. Oh my gosh, that's Sequoia's in my
Carry
favorite
things,
song.
it's in there inside.
To sing
Yeah,
together.
yes, yeah.
Precision call you.
I came over one night and you guys were singing that song. That's so funny.
Where are you?
Where are you? And I'm so sorry.
Sorry.
I cannot see.
Yeah.
Cannot dream tonight. Need somebody and always.
If you're ever in a bad mood, just think about that song.
You could do great karaoke. I think you could probably
It's just
cover
like
it pretty
really
well.
do it.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
all out.
Yeah.
You just stand there and hold the mic, like feet bowed in, emo head cocked to the side. Where are you? And then you just dart your eyes around kind of creepily, but don't move your head.
Start making eye contact. with
If you
everybody.
had some hair, maybe
Yeah.
coming like obscuring your eyes, that would be good. But
You play the mic stand like a stand-up bass, like he does in the video. Need somebody and always. That's a good song. That's a good album too.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, too bad.
that's a shame.
Too bad what? That they
It's a
broke up
shame.
after a
Too
million
bad.
years?
I
Too
would
bad
like to
he-
hear them. You know,
Yeah.
now that they're
They're
got a new
touring
gig.
again.
Yeah, they're touring.
Yeah, with Matt Skiba.
Why is that too? Then what's so bad about it?
No, it's just sad that that Tom's like not into that anymore.
Yeah.
He doesn't tour with them or anything.
Oh, he doesn't?
No, he's
Well,
out.
I knew that they broke up, but I thought for some reason they were getting back together since they're touring.
No, not him. The singer and guitarist from Alkaline Trio replaced
And they
him.
made a whole new
they're-
album,
And they
right?
made a whole new record.
Wait,
Yeah.
Matt Skiba's in Blink-182?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Weird.
I know I think it's cool though.
I know
just
it's
because I was
cool,
such a
but-
big fan of him already. But
I didn't know that.
yeah. Okay.
So what's next on the
So
list?
sorry.
Okay. So the next one's kind of a cool story. The band's called We Shot the Moon. They covered Bad Moon Rising.
I see a bad moon rising. I see trouble on the way. I see earthquakes and lightning. I see bad times today. Don't go around tonight, well, it's bound to take your life. There's a bad moon on the rise.
I saw We Shot the Moon was a local band from back in the day, and I saw them at the Epicenter a couple times, and they had some like real, I don't know, like hype behind them. They toured nationally and they got signed and everything like that, and then he was doing a Kickstarter for a new album, and one of the things was like, oh, I'll record a song for you, like a lot of artists do when they do a Kickstarter. And so I emailed him directly, and I was like, I'm putting together this comp, I'll contribute to your Kickstarter, and then will you do a cover song, and I'll release it on an album. And he was like, I love that idea.
Great.
So he was all about it, and like recorded it in his own studio and stuff. And if you listen to it, it's like Bad Moon Rising is like a really famous song.
Oh,
by
yeah.
Sarah, but he does like a
Oh,
really cool piano cover of it, and it turned out awesome, super well. And then Sandbar does Down on the Corner.
Early in the evening, just about supper time. Over by the courthouse, deciding to unwind. Go kids on the corner, trying to bring you up. Well, he picks a tune out and he blows it on the house. Down on the corner, out here in the street, within the poor boys are playing, bringing nickel taxi feet. Rooster is the washboard, people just gotta smile.
And Sandbar, their singer, was another guy that I just worked with at Costco.
Oh, really?
And saw his band play at Epicenter and asked if he wanted to be a part of it, and they were totally down, and just recorded like a cool, like fun, like just like reggae type.
Yeah, it's
fun
really good.
Beach
Yeah.
Boys kind of.
Are they still rocking? Still doing their thing?
I don't know.
Yeah. Is it still at Costco?
Nope.
No.
Disappeared one day. I ran into him.
Well, that happens.
That happens at Costco. I ran into him looking at Christmas lights in Poway last year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, of all places.
Yeah.
It like totally ran into him and talked to him and stuff. So that was really neat. And that was cool to have like another local band a part of the record.
Yeah, I think that's cool that you reached out to local people.
Yeah, like I think that was like a goal from the beginning, and so I'm glad it turned out really well. And Sean here shot the cover.
Oh, that's right. I remember that day very clearly.
Yeah, it was cool. I just
Good times.
moved into an apartment.
Your Claremont apartment.
Yeah, and I took my stereo and my records out and just spread them all over across the floor. We
Matt
like,
had a
fun-
vision. I was just there to capture it. I just had a camera and I pushed a button and there we go. And now we have a kick-ass album.
turned
The
out
graphic
really well.
designer really like launched it off to like a whole new level. He did a great job.
Can I look at it?
He did. He was excited when I sent him all your photos, and he's like, because we took so many photos.
I
took
took a
so
shit
many.
ton. Basically, it was like the same basic thing, but
Yeah, different.
he
little
just like
triangle.
his vision was amazing.
Yeah.
And the yellow and everything in it, like it really pops. Like it really makes you want to like. That's intriguing. I want to check this album.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, he, as soon as I sent him all my favorite photos, probably like 30 though, and he's just like, right away, he's like, I love this, I know exactly what you're
Yeah.
looking for, and then gave me that, and I was so impressed, and just loved it. And that's my dad's old stereo speakers from when he was young, and the record player's my grandpa's, and so I've had it with me forever.
That's
So it's like
special.
really cool to like make it a part of. I had so many other ideas for the cover. I just,
Yeah, I'm
like,
curious. Yeah, what other ideas did you have?
My two biggest ideas were one for a picture of the Colorado River, and because it's, I don't know, like, I guess rolling on the river and stuff, like,
Yeah,
it'd be
yeah.
cool, like, this cool, like, place I like to go and stuff, and that
And Matt
music
and
reminds me
I,
of it.
we co-own a pontoon boat, and it is
Right.
named Bother Me Tomorrow.
Right. It's named
I
after
didn't know you
CCR.
guys named that.
Yeah.
Was that before the album?
It was
No,
like
you
right
guys
at the same
spread
time.
Yeah,
Okay.
right around the same time.
I asked.
That's like the most perfect name you could ever
Yeah.
have. Anyways.
So that was one idea, like some kind of river scene, and the other one was just a very generic, like, marquee. Like a old movie theater marquee or something. I was like, oh, that'd be neat. And then, I don't know what made me think of this one, but I thought it'd be awesome because on the cover, it's like a stereo and then a bunch of records in a milk crate and stuff. And I'm just like, oh, no, it speaks to, like, the classic rock and probably help people first heard CCR anyway. And it's my stereo. And I mean, I was stoked on the art and everything the way it turned out, but when I started sending the bands the cover art, their reaction to it like really made it for me because they were it was so positive. It was like they were like, that's badass cover, and I was like, yes,
Yes, absolutely.
yeah. And that's it. The rest is history.
Well, where can people find the album? Like, if they want to, is it on iTunes? Is it out there? Where can they purchase it? Where can they support the bands and you?
It is everywhere. If you want to listen to it, just listen through it. It's on Spotify. You can buy it through Amazon and iTunes in any country, wherever you live.
I recommend the entire album. Don't buy an individual
buy
tracks.
the whole thing.
Yeah.
Buy the entire thing. It is well worth it.
I have physical copies too, and the best way to get a hold of those is to order it through the Bandcamp page. And if you just look up Tan and Blue Records or Tan and Blue Recording Company on Bandcamp, you can order a physical copy, and I'll send it to you personally. And you can get the digital download on there too.
Awesome. Yeah, because earlier today I was like, I'm going to compile a list of my favorite songs on the album, and then I just started listing every song on the album. So I'm like, well,
awesome.
the entire album is worth whatever Matt or whatever the charge is. Just buy it. So good. So good.
And
Thank you.
I heard recently that there's a version. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
That there's a version flying around on vinyl.
Oh, yeah.
That somebody gave to you as a present.
Yes.
Talk about
That is
that,
true.
Matt, because it's
That is true.
pretty epic.
Yeah, so I collect vinyl, and so from the get-go, I dreamed of like putting it on vinyl, so which is not an easy endeavor. And my girlfriend for our anniversary surprised me. She had contacted a custom record manufacturer, and through a lot of work, like I saw her email chain, it was almost looked like mine for putting this album together,
Right, yeah.
of like going back and forth,
Right.
and she did it as all a huge surprise. Like sent them a digital copy of the album, and
So amazing.
That's
And
so cool.
it's beyond belief. It's so neat to see that, like, and it's like a really nice record. It's heavy. It's solid. It's
Legit,
got
right.
the CD artwork in the center of it with all the tracks, and it's got the front cover and the inside cover with all the tracks and my little like spiel about the album, like on the legit vinyl cover, front and back.
That is
Wow.
incredible.
And it's just like huge.
Pretty cool.
That
It's
is the
huge.
coolest. That is
Yeah.
seriously the most badass gift.
Yeah. So now it's in my collection. It's like mine forever. And
So cool.
It's pretty neat.
So cool.
And if anyone wants a copy of it on vinyl, now you can actually take that record and order more, because it's officially pressed.
So sweet.
So down the line, this album like
Yeah.
blows up, then I can go back and like press it or something like that,
So
Yeah.
which is pretty neat on top
Yeah.
of everything else. So
Yeah.
So do you have any
That's
plans for any other albums down the future? If you ever get the creative itch to create another record?
I don't have anything like planned,
Mhm.
but I do want to do more releases.
Because I was going to ask, like, I know John Fogerty is very special to you and CCR, but did you have any other bands thinking, like, just other options? Maybe I would like to do a cover album for them, or just do something completely different, or...
I'd love to do another covers album, because they're so
Mhm.
like I would want to do some regular releases with people too. I think
Yeah,
obviously
that
it would
would
be a
be-
lot. I think it'd be a lot easier. I
Oh,
think I
yeah,
took on
yeah.
a lot to do this project. I think it'd be a lot easier to do a regular one band type thing.
Yeah.
You don't have to coordinate as many people and
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
But if I were to do another compilation, I think I would focus on like a more contemporary artist, like
Mhm.
Newfound Glory or something like that.
Right.
Because I feel like they're still like a very relevant touring band, and they're another band that I've come up with and have like a really strong, like, I'm a huge fan.
Right.
And I know there's a ton of artists who've been inspired by their music and stuff like that. So it would be another reason to be fun to hear some alternative genres, like
Right.
pay tribute to them and stuff. So I think for a covers compilation, like that's who I would go with probably next. But then when I posted the thing about the vinyl the other day, a friend of mine from Facebook like hit me up. You know, they had listened. I sent him a digital copy. He was just like, I love this album. And he produces short films. And so he's like, hey, I had a random idea. Like, we have all this music and original scores from different films. It's like, what if we put it out like on one album? And I was like, well, let's do it.
Oh,
Because I haven't worked on anything since this album.
Right.
So we're just toying with the idea right now of just a digital release of a compilation of all their original songs from their short films and stuff like that. I'm like, what a cool, unexpected direction to go
Absolutely.
into, you know?
That almost works out perfectly, because you're transitioning into a different job forum, so maybe you'll have your afternoons off, you know? You have your evenings where you
Yeah.
can think and concentrate on your album and on your record label and
Just dive in.
dive in,
Yeah.
do your own thing. And you got weekends off too, which is like, you can do
Yeah.
a lot in those 2 days, absolutely.
Yeah, just the whole experience from the record just was like a huge learning experience, and like the second time around would be so much easier.
I still wish that Sons of Anarchy would have picked up that
I
song.
know.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It'd be so perfect.
Yep.
For that.
I'm blanking on the title. Obviously we're just talking about it.
You're talking about the piano one?
Yeah.
Long as I
Mhm.
can see
As
the
long
light.
as I can see
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
I would have capped off their finale.
It would have
Oh, yes, yeah.
It just
Yeah.
would have been so perfect in one of their final montages.
Well, do you want to explain
Yeah.
that? Because Sons of Anarchy, they were using
Using CCR.
CCR.
A lot of CCR.
Yeah.
A lot of cover songs, a lot of classic cover songs, and so I didn't know what to do. I emailed a few of their producers, got nothing, and then I actually physically sent an album to one of their production houses, so who knows who ended up with it. or
Right,
whatever.
Right.
I was just like,
I
I have no
tried.
idea what
Yeah,
I'm doing. Yeah.
you did try, so it's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
Hey, why
what
not?
more can you do,
Yeah.
really?
And I still have a lot of these albums, and like, every once in a while I think of like, man, I just need to send them out. Like, I just want people to listen to it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
So
I
And they
Sounds
should,
good.
absolutely.
I think coinciding with this podcast, when we post it on Facebook, I will give you like 5 digital download cards, and we can just take a picture and post it with it, and then offer
that'd be
them.
awesome.
Whoever wants to download the album,
Hell
listen
yeah.
to it, can do
Definitely.
That's a great
So.
idea.
So
That's
if you're listening to this,
Phenomenal.
go to our Facebook page, Cabin Fever Podcast, and you'll see a download code, and you can, if someone hasn't taken it, you can take it.
Yeah.
Sweet.
That's that.
So sweet.
Well, thanks guys for letting me indulge.
I'm proud of you, my friend. I always
Oh,
have been,
yeah.
but
Thank
this
you.
is
Definitely.
I know it's a lot of work for you, and it's definitely been a really cool thing for us to have and listen to. And
Well,
like I said,
thank you.
it-
I'm thankful for you guys. I think it was nice to have people to talk about it with when I was doing it, you know, and just because I was just doing this like really random thing, so it was exciting
just
and
thinking back
scary
about
and
you
everything
were putting
else.
a
Yeah.
shit ton of time
I
in this.
do.
Like,
Yeah.
you were really dedicated to this.
Yeah.
It was a part-time job. This is Matt's second job, basically. When he wasn't at Costco, he was working on this. It was a lot of work, and I'm still blown away at how good it is, because I was just listening today, and I had to listen to it again because it was so good. It's 38 minutes of amazing music, and I wish it was more, you know? I wish it was an hour. So I'm very much looking forward to your whatever your next album might be, and just whoever you're going to collaborate with. I'm looking forward to it all.
Thank you.
Me too.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Thanks for
Definitely,
all the
definitely.
support. I appreciate it. I hope more people can, I don't know, just
Yeah, just take a listen. Check it out.
Treat yourself.
So you said it's on YouTube. Do you have a Tan and Blue Recording Co. page where that's on there, or is it individual bands have their songs up there?
Right now, you can go to Pyro Ohio's YouTube page
Okay.
and listen to their cover. And then Tan and Blue has a SoundCloud, and there's a few more tracks up there.
Okay.
But just go, I mean,
Just buy the thing.
Go buy it.
Yeah, come on, people.
Or just go, you know, if you're on Spotify right now, just go check it out.
Mhm.
It's up there, and like all the bands are linked on there and everything
Awesome.
else. And you can support them too. So they all have a great catalog of music. A couple bands are broken up, but the rest of them are still around and
Nice.
have a catalog worth checking out too. So
Cool.
do not hesitate.
Sweet.
All right.
Thank you, Sarah. You are amazing. You're a phenomenal guest. We will
Thanks
have
for
you
being
on any time. You're
right.
so great.
Thank you.
You
Next
look phenomenal
time,
too. I love this little outfit you got
you.
going. It's so great.
Thanks, Sean. Next time we'll talk about millennialism.
Yes,
And Tara.
definitely. Yes, absolutely. So Matt,
Yeah.
thank you. Do
Yeah.
you have anything you want to promote?
Nope. Just go listen to the
Promote
album.
your goddamn record.
Just go listen to it.
What about Instagram
And then,
and all that Twitter? Do you have
Hit me up at Twitter at PackMatt.
Okay.
Let me know. And I'll send you a free download code.
Yeah. You can find me on Instagram at Sean Evans Photo, SeanEvansPhoto, and Twitter and all that stuff, and YouTube also. I've got some band videos up there. Check it out. Sarah, do you got anything you want people to find you? I think you
Rock
got.
the vote. Rock the vote.
What about the Empress?
Vote or die.
SD.
The Empress SD is my photography creation. And you can find me there on Instagram at theempress_SD. The website, theempresssd.com. And my personal Instagram at SareBear, SareBear 143.
Awesome.
Adios.
I like turtles.